Number 3. And it's rifampin, 600 milligrams daily, so every day. And it says the stock supply is 150 milligram capsules. And then it says how many full doses of medication are found in one 30 capsule stock bottle. Okay, well, first we need to know how many capsules they're going to need for 600 milligrams. So let's put one capsule on top is 150 milligrams, and we want 600 milligrams in one dose. And one dose is also 1 day because it's just once per day. So milligrams cancel, and I have 600 divided by 150.
That's 4.
And that gives me 4 capsules per dose. So if they're taking 4 capsules in a dose, one dose is 4 capsules. And the bottle, the stock bottle, has 30 capsules. Then how many doses is that going to give the patient? 30 divided by 4.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 doses, or 7.5 days, because they're just taking it's just 1 dose per day, right? So that is a day's supply. So you get 7.5 doses, or 7 full doses. And then how many containers are needed for a 1 month supply? So 1 bottle contains 7.5 doses. Now in this case, we're going to go ahead and put the 0.5 because another bottle will have another half a dose, and that'll give us another full dose. 7.5 doses, and we need, for a 30-day supply, we need 30 doses, right? 30 doses in 30 days, so that cancels. And we have 30 divided by 7.5.
4.
And that gives us 4 bottles, right?
Yeah.
Does that come out even?
Yes.
Okay.
So do we automatically assume it's a 30-day month?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it also says at the beginning of these practice problems to assume 30 days per month, if it doesn't say. Okay. So I don't have anybody else waiting to join, do I? Okay. And then write the directions as they should appear on the customer's bottle. Who wants to take that one?
Can you go over how you got the answer one more time?
Sure.
Because I can barely see your writing. It's all blare.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I've been trying to take down the glare, and it's getting bad.
Should I take those down and see if it works?
No, it's just going to make it. Go ahead and take it down. I think it'll make it worse. See?
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it make it worse? Can they see? Ask them.
Okay. Does that make it worse?
Yeah, it leaves it the same. It's just hard to read the bottom. I can see the QD at the top, but I can't see anything else.
Okay. So this
Are you
is.
able to screen share? Like on your computer, open up a file and then press screen share?
I can, except that I don't have this on a file. This is real time on my board. So if I screen share, it wants to share something from my computer, and this is not on my computer.
If you have like a notepad, you're able to like write it on there.
You know, I've been trying to get one because I actually have the Galaxy 9 Note, which I can write on. And so my theory was I can write this on my phone and screen share it with you guys, right? No, it doesn't work that way. And I
Awesome.
I even chatted with a Galaxy guy, a troubleshooter from Galaxy, and he says, "Oh, no, it doesn't do that." Like, how does this help me? This is not helping me. So yeah, it's been, and I apologize. And you know, we're all kind of trying to do the best we can here. And I might move this board somewhere else in the house because it seems like the afternoon it's not so bad because I'm getting a lot of light from other sources and the glare isn't quite this glaring. But when night starts to fall, that light is suddenly very bright, and then that's all you can see is the glare. And I can't turn it down. And like I said, if I turn it off, then you can't see anything anyway. And now we're getting a glare from the computer itself onto the screen. So,
like that.
No, but can you put it over that front one again? The second one over the front one and see
This
if
one?
that cuts it? No, the front, these two right here.
It is on.
I know. Add a second one.
No. It's
Maybe if you use like a stand-in lamp,
yeah.
that will probably be much more better than the light from the room.
Oh, let me go grab one. I know where there's one.
Because maybe that will be much better.
Well, I was thinking about that. The only problem is I don't have a lot of room to stand it in because I have a queen size bed right there. This is literally my spare bedroom, and this is a closet that I have the board mounted on because I was trying to find a background that wasn't too distracting. So it was either this or over my living room couch, which would mean I'd have to climb on the couch to write on the whiteboard. So I still need to work on this a little bit. So my husband's bringing a lamp in.
Someone suggested lowering the brightness on your computer screen.
Yeah.
They said it seemed like it might be right in the middle. And it's like a strip that we see from the computer. It's like the bright, you know where the brightness is on the computer. It's on the key.
Let me see.
It's really...
Let me bounce it off the ceiling, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna do it or not. I can try.
See that? Oh, great.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you. We'll try this then. Honestly, you guys, you have no idea. This is my 2005. Yeah, this is my 15th year of teaching. I have learned as much from my students as they have learned from me, honestly. So, so thank you.
I was gonna ask, can you use like a black marker?
Yeah, I think the black one was starting to run out. So, but I have another one. So let me find another one here.
Let's see.
Okay, I'll be right back. Let me grab those.
Go ahead, guys.
Does this even work? Oh, it works.
Is that better?
That's way better with the black.
Okay. It's actually brown, but we'll see if that works. So they want.
Yeah, the darker color works way better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
600 milligrams QD, and our supply is 150 milligrams per capsule. Okay, so we want to give them 600 milligrams. One capsule is 150 milligrams, and I want 600 milligrams. Okay, so the way that this works out is, so I have 600 over 150, which is 4 capsules. It's always going to be what I want divided by what I have. Okay, I want 600 milligrams. I have 150 in each capsule. So 600 divided by 150 is 4 capsules. So if I'm taking 4 capsules a day, and then it wants to know how many full doses are found in a 30 capsule stock bottle. So 1 dose is 4 capsules, and there's 30 capsules in a bottle. 30, not 3. Okay, so now I want to know how many doses are in a whole bottle. Dose per bottle, the capsules cancel. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5 doses in a bottle. So then it wants to know that's how many full doses would be 7, and how many containers are needed for a 1 month supply. So 1 bottle is 7.5 doses, and I want 30 doses. That's a 1 month supply because they're only taking it once a day. So in 30 days, they'd only get 30 doses. That's all they need. So 30 divided by 7.5 equals 4. So I'm going to need 4 bottles for 30 days or 1 month supply. Okay, does this look a little bit better?
Yes,
It does.
it's the darker color that makes a difference.
And that's what we have to
Okay,
use.
well,
That's what we have to use.
I have 2 of these color markers. Hopefully they'll last the whole class. Okay. Now on page 297 is determining the length of time a prescription will last. It's important to know how to calculate the length of time a prescription will last if taken appropriately. So in other words, that prescription could last 10 years if they never take their medication. So, but we want to know if they take it the way they're supposed to take it, how long is it going to last? And that's called the day's supply. Okay, and then the pharmacist uses this information to monitor the patient's compliance with their medication. And this is where the pharmacists tend to know a little bit more about the patient sometimes than the doctors do. Because if they get a 30-day supply and then they don't refill it in 30 days, that kind of lets the pharmacist know, unless they went to another pharmacy, which they could have, but it lets the pharmacist know that they're not taking, the way they're supposed to take it. Because if it only lasts 30 days and it's been 45 days since they filled it, then they're not taking it the way that they're supposed to, right? Okay, so, and you've been to the doctor's office with your high blood pressure medication, and when the doctor says, "Are you taking your medication?" Yes, of course, right? Okay, but your pharmacist knows, unless you went to a different pharmacy, which is possible. So, in page 297, there's a little tech alert. If the proper length of time between prescription refills is inappropriate, the pharmacist should be notified, and the pharmacist should consult with the patient and contact the physician for further directions if necessary. So this could go both ways, like they're not taking it when they should be, or if it's something like, say, a pain medication, and they have a 7-day supply, and they call you after 4 days and say that they're out of it, that's a flag that maybe they're taking more than they should, right? Okay, and I actually have a little story about that, because we had a woman that was getting medication for migraine headaches, and she was getting, it wasn't Vicodin, it was Fiorinol with codeine. So it's a C3, it's not a C2, but even so, it's not quite as controlled. But she was getting a 30-day supply, and she was refilling it. Like, she would come in after like 23, 24, 25 days, and she would say, "But I'm out, and I know I'm not taking more than I should. You guys aren't giving me enough pills." Well, she could take it 4 times a day. So every 30 days, she was getting 120 pills. So it's possible maybe we were miscounting, because in those days we used a counting tray and we counted by hand. So we would give it to her. We'd give her a few pills to last until we could send it to her insurance company, because we figured maybe we always try to give them the benefit of the doubt. When it happened the third month in a row, we were like, wait a minute. So what happened this time was I said, okay, I don't remember her name. Let's call her Mrs. Smith. Okay, Mrs. Smith. And I can't violate HIPAA, so I can't tell you her name, even if I did remember it after all these years. Okay, Mrs. Smith, I'm going to count these in front of you so you can see and make sure I'm counting it right, because apparently I wasn't before. You know, I'm just like giving her the benefit of the doubt. So she watched me count by fives, and I counted very slowly, 5, 10, 15, 20, until I got all the way up to 120. And I told her, now, you know, let's go ahead and count them again. We double checked. And I sent her home with this big bottle of 120 pills. And she called me back in about 3.5 weeks. And she asked to talk to me. And I'm like, well, I'm just the pharmacy technician. Why does she want to talk to me? She said, Kim, and she was almost on the verge of tears. You're right. I have been taking more than I should have because I'm almost out of them. And I could swear I was only taking it 4 times a day. And I said, well, you know what? It's probably not helping your migraines as much as it should be. I'm going to have you talk to my pharmacist because this should not be like this. So I had her talk to my pharmacist, Tammy, who also gets migraines. So she was very, empathetic. And they actually ended up calling her doctor and switching her to a different medication. And she was really thankful because she thought she was taking it the way she should and that it was normal for her to have breakthrough pain in between doses. And it's not. So they ended up putting her on something completely different that wasn't even codeine, because some of these narcotics, you can actually get a rebound headache once they wear off. So for her, that was not a good choice. So this is why, it's important that we keep track of when the patients take it, how long they're taking it, because sometimes they think it's working, but it's not. Or sometimes they don't think it's working, say if it's a blood pressure medication, but then you take their blood pressure and it's where it should be. So, patients don't always know when things are working like they should.